fact, is Richard Goldberg, senior advisor for the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. He's also the former White House National Security Director for countering Iranian weapons of mass destruction. All right, Richard, given Iran's history of cheating and concealment, obviously it comes down to verification. What do you think that's going to look like?
Well, of course, we've never gotten a full declaration of Iran's nuclear activities, past and present. And so when you talk to them, you talk about dismantlement or accountability, you're sort of dealing with Enron's nuclear balance sheet. So the first thing I would do is say you have to fully disclose and let us verify all that. And then you move to dismantlement. We want the enriched uranium that's currently entombed in tunnels below ground. We want underground facilities fully dismantled. That's what it means to irreversibly dismantle that program and make sure that they are committed to no nuclear weapons in the future. And I'll tell you, Jason, I am skeptical but optimistic, and here's why. I'm skeptical because we're still dealing with the Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. This is a terrorist organization until proven otherwise that says death to America. They're going to want to use any money opened up to put back into terrorism and missiles and nuclear weapons. But here's the good news, why I'm optimistic. Because of President Trump, they don't have the ability to enrich uranium today. He's destroyed that. Because of President Trump, they can't even produce a ballistic missile today. He's destroyed that. And so now, if he gets them to open up the Strait of Hormuz, keeps the pressure on in various ways, and keeps them tapped along until they actually complete that dismantlement, he will, in fact, have changed the world forever.
So what President Obama, he takes this and says, oh, well, this is essentially the same. Listen to what he actually said.
It is doubtful that any agreement that arises is going to be significantly different or a significant improvement from the deal that we had in the first place and had worked for a long stretch of time before the United States, pulled out of it.
All right, so Richard, here's what I'm seeing already from the Democrats. You have the whole array. You have the people saying, oh, it's essentially the same as what I did, Barack Obama. Then you have Democrats saying, it's the worst deal we've ever had. So which one is it? It can't be both ends of that spectrum. I think it's an absolute joke. They were sending pallets of cash, engaging in appeasement. That is totally the opposite of the way Donald Trump has dealt with this. And now we're actually to the point where we're looking at signing a peace deal on Friday.
Listen, I think you could be skeptical of the deal and wait for details, but also be rational and say there's no comparison to the JCPOA. Why do I say that? Everything that was allowed to grow under the JCPOA, the enrichment of uranium, R&D on advanced centrifuges, R&D on their ballistic missile program, it's all been destroyed militarily by Donald Trump. Now he's moving to the next phase. Yes, if we decide, you know what, you can get your enrichment program back, you can enrich at low levels, you only have to dilute the high enriched uranium to low levels, sure, we'll be going back to JCPOA. My read is that's not the president's red line. He needs to stick to his guns.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Richard, thank you so much.